What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And happy Tuesday to all of y'all. Hope y'all had a fantastic day. Hope everything's going smooth for you. I forgot to tell y'all this week, but I'm actually going to be going on a cruise starting on Thursday. You're still going to get content, and I'm still going to do everything in my power to get y'all the videos on time. Just know, starting Friday, starting Friday, and then like all of next week, you're going to get content, but either A, the background won't be here and I'll be on a boat somewhere, but you're still going to get your videos and everything like that. Just wanted to let y'all know. That way, when it happens next week, y'all like, where in the world is he? But like a late vacation, birthday trip, so that's the reason why I'm going. But guys, let's go ahead and get into Tuesday's content. Today's content is going to really focus on a lot of stuff that was said in the Monday presser from Coach Canales and crew. And we just got to address it, man, because there's some things we really wanted to know. And first things first, has Coach Canales finally made a decision at RB1, man? Nani? That's the question that's been posed. That's the question that's been asked. And honestly, I think he has. I think he finally has. So in the presser, here's what he had to say when asked about, like, if he's going to continue to split between Chuba and Rico, or if he's got a solidified number one in terms of the workload. He says, Chuba has meant a lot to this organization, certainly to the identity that we want to build our team on, and wanted to give Chuba the opportunity to go out there and to continue to impact our team in a positive way. We cannot ignore the fact that Rico has been exceptional in a couple of the games, and then in the opportunities he's had over the last 2 weeks. He's made some excellent plays, love the tempo and violence that he's running with, and these are all the things we're talking about and are working through this week as we look back on these last 4 games and really taking a snapshot of what's been successful for us. These are conversations that we definitely have to have. So, in my mind, Rico is about to become RB1, bro. The way that reads, it's like, oh, Chuba's done great for our opportunity. We wanted to give him the chance. That sounds to me like, yeah, bro, you're not it. At least not this year. Again, Chuba has been paid. He is the long-term paid back. So if Carolina keeps him, he will have a shot to get that RB1 slot next year. But if they decide to get rid of him and try to extend Rico, Rico has earned and taken the spot once the opportunity was given to him. And it sucks because as a player, as an athlete, the one thing you hate is to get injured and you lose your starting spot because of your injury. That's the one thing any athlete can take. I don't care what sport you play. If you become a starter and then just happen to get injured and the backup comes and is doing phenomenal, and then when you come back, you're not the same yet, like you haven't returned to form, it sucks when coaches make that decision and now you're just like, dang, bro, I lost my starting spot over something I couldn't control. So it sucks on Chuba's standpoint, but honestly, I don't disagree with it. I said it in yesterday's video. I think Rico needs to be the number one back right now. I thought, just like others, I thought the 2 running back system could work for us because we have had a history of it working in the past. Like, we've had a history of this working in the past, but right now is not the time. This is not it. This situation, this season, that's not it. And so I can't get mad if Coach Canales goes with RB1. Chuba, honestly, he even said he's not going to get mad because he's like, if it's 70-30, 50-50, 100% my way or 100% Rico's way, as long as my focus is on winning games. And as long as we're winning games, we're cool. And that's the mindset you have to have if you really are a team player. If you are truly a team player, that's the mindset you have to have at the end of the day. What's going to help us win the game? If I'm not doing it right now, but I still want to win and still get to a championship, hey, I got to suck it up, come back next offseason if I want to retake that spot. So I'm not against Coach Canales going with Rico. I hope he does. I hope Rico gets a start. And I think that's going to bode well in the long run. Rico has been the more explosive back. As much as we love Chuba, Rico has been the better back this year. Rico has had the better games this year. Rico has had the most explosive plays from the running back position this year. That's not me being facetious. That's not hyperbole. It is a straight fact. And some people would say, oh, because teams are dialed in on Chuba. Remember, Rico was a 1,000-yard rusher in Dallas. Teams know about Rico Dallas. It's not like this is ETN going off because people don't know how good ETN really is. That'd be different. That's one of those things where it's like, yeah, nobody was really scouting for ETN, so X, Y, and Z, that's why he's going off. People have scouted for Rico. People know what Rico is capable of, and he's still balling. So with that in mind, Coach Canales, I think you're making the right decision if you lean and just go ahead and give Rico that start. Give Rico the start. Most of the running back plays go through Rico. You bring Chuba in when Rico needs rest. You're good to go. I believe all, if not most, of Panther Nation will agree that is the way forward, and that's what we should do. And then speaking of ways forward, the next aspect that we have to address, obviously, is the quarterback situation. And is Bryce Young coming back this week? Or do we have to deal with another week of Andy Dalton now? After last week's performance, I'm going to be honest with y'all. After last week's performance, Bryce, please come back. Please come back. I can't risk another performance like that from Andy Dalton. I just can't. I'm not going to lie to y'all here. I personally do not want to risk another performance from Andy Dalton like that. It just is demoralizing. It's demoralizing. Do I think Andy Dalton would put up another goose egg, atrocity, monstrosity like that? I would think not. I would hope not. But is it out of the realm of possibility after seeing it? It is not. It is very, very possible. So, I want to know, Coach Canales spoke on it, is Bryce coming back? And he says this. With Bryce just getting better every day and had a good session running today. And the goal is to get him out there on Wednesday, move him around, and see if we can get him into practice in a mode. So I'm optimistic that he'll be out there, but we're going to take it day to day with him. Listen, man. Listen, man. Bryce, Mr. Young, Senor, please be out there. If you are 100%, please. If you are 90%, please. If you are 80%, please. Anything less than that, okay. Anything less than 80%, all right. Be cognizant, be hesitant, do what you got to do. But if you are 80% or better, sir, if you are 80% or better, please come back. Come back. I need you, sir. I need you out there. I need you balling and doing your thing. Also, and I know a lot of y'all talked about this in the comment section too, and I was really shocked and I was expecting it. I don't know why Hendon Hooker didn't get a shot in the game. I don't know if he was listed as inactive, but by the fourth quarter, I don't understand why Hendon Hooker just didn't get a shot in the game. I thought that would have been great for him, just getting some reps, see what he's doing, this, that, and the third, because Andy Dalton just didn't have it. That once they put in Mitchell Trubisky, I felt we should have put in Hendon Hooker and just see what he has and see what he's doing, man. See how his progress is coming along. But Bryce Young, Senor, I need you back. BY9, I need you back. Please. I think a lot of people saw how even though you may not throw for 250, 300 plus consistently, people saw over the last few weeks how the offense was coming together, especially with you and Rico. How y'all complimented each other so well to where it opened up the pass game and the run game was also eating. It was coming together. It was building a foundation. It was being fluid. And we were moving downfield pretty consistently. Now, were there times where we didn't finish on drives? Yes, it happens. It's the NFL. Shocker, right? But the offense looked like it was moving with more fluidity and purpose over the last 4 weeks up until Bryce went out and we had Andy and Chuba coming back. It just seemed like it was flowing a lot better. So, Bryce, I'd love to see you come back. Hope you're coming back. And that's just my thought process. And thirdly, the thing that we also had to address was the defense from last game. And the defense wants to return to form. They want to get back to what they're doing. They want to get back to who they were the last couple of weeks because what I saw Sunday was atrocious. It was. Now, a lot of you did make some great comments and some great compliments like, hey, yo, Tornado, Myron, like, bro, they played a great game the first half. That they did. I can't take it away from the team. They played as good as you could play. But to me, even on the first drive, and y'all have to admit this, they were missing tackles on James Cook left and right, and they weren't, like, getting to the backfield to stop him or slow him down in the backfield till he was like 4 or 5 yards downfield. Y'all got to admit that. Yeah, James Cook had a big run, but let's be honest. At the point of attack, James Cook was usually like 4 or 5 yards downfield before he was getting touched. The first 2 plays alone, he got a first down. First 2 runs, he got 10 yards up hop. That's where my issue was. And then when we did get in the backfield, we weren't wrapping up or we were missing tackles. That's where my issue was coming into play. Did the defense do everything they could to stop him? Yeah, it's not the defense's fault that Andy Dalton throws a pick and they return it right to the 1 yard line right before the half. That's not. It's not the defense's fault that Andy Dalton drives downfield and fumbles in the red zone and gives the ball right back to Buffalo. That's not on the defense. It's not. And that can be demoralizing. But also, 2 things can be true. They played a great half, but there were also some things they could clean up in terms of wrapping up, tackling, setting the edge, and meeting at the point of attack. But I do get what y'all were saying, and they did play as good of a half as you could have asked of them. However, when we come back to return to form, Christian Roseboom spoke on it, and he said this in terms of just like the defense. Oh, coming back. He's like, there's going to be a lot of stuff to fix, and obviously in this league, everybody watches the film. So it's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with in the future. So we'll get those things addressed, and I know the coaches will put us in good spots, and we'll make the plays and kind of get back to that run defense that we kind of established the last few weeks. And I hope they do. I really hope they do. Because that run defense is the run defense that teams are like, oh, okay, we have to pass on Carolina if we want to beat Carolina. That run defense is what was keeping us in games a lot more times than not because other teams couldn't establish the run. And they were being forced into passing situations. And crazy as it's kept, it's a lot easier for our pass coverage if we know we're in a passing down all the time. If we know that every second down is 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 8, that is a passing down, that makes it a lot easier for our pass coverage to be like, all right, I'm in that mindset. I got to be ready for the pass. Rather than it being 2nd and 3 and you don't know whether it's run or pass. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully we get back to form. I believe we can get back to form. And it's going to be tough, though, because Green Bay ain't no slouch, man. Green Bay ain't no slouch. And then in terms of today's Panther freeze frame of the day, bro, got this photo of the Josh Allen sack by Nick Scorton and A'Shawn Robinson. And crazy enough, they said it on the broadcast. This is actually the first sack of Josh Allen on a Josh Allen scramble all season. So give that a good Zoidberg, man. Shout out to Nick Scorton. Shout out to that rookie balling out doing his thing. But the first sack on a Josh Allen scramble all season came from the Carolina Panthers. That's a crazy stat, and I'm proud of it. Now, am I proud of the rest of how that game turned out? No, but I'm proud of that, man, and I'm happy to see it. And now it is time for Panther Nation to speak your truth. And this is the part of the video where I read y'all comments from the last video, see what y'all had to say, because sometimes y'all be having some great comments, and they be awesome. And, like, y'all give me fresh perspective on certain things, or you might agree with what I said, you might disagree with me. Sometimes they're just funny and things like that. And I like to pick the ones that really stick out to me. So first one comes up from Berserk 4056. My man says, Rico needs to play 90% of the game. The split system is throwing us off. I agree with this comment. I saw a lot of y'all. This was the most liked comment on yesterday's video, so I think we're all in agreement. Rico needs to be the lead back. Nothing needs to be said there, man. Second one comes from Big Steak Omelet 3156. My man said, I was at the game. I didn't even realize what I did say it out loud, but right before the end of the second half, I said, oh, wow. Dave Canales and Andy Dalton are purposely throwing this game. I know I'm 100% correct on this. I was sitting right down close to the field. I could see Andy Dalton's eyes. He was purposely doing that. He would kick it into gear for a few plays, march right on down the field, and then I could see it in his face. He was about to shut that drive down, and he did. The almost pick six, he looked right at the defender like, ready, here it comes, and threw it right to him. No look of shock or frustration at that exact moment of the pick either. No, expression. I'm telling you guys, there were multiple involved in making sure the Panthers were blown out. If you still don't believe me, go listen to the 92 Rock broadcast. Those guys, ex-Panthers, were going off a script, just saying how great Buffalo is and the Bills are in just another tier than the Panthers. Seriously, go listen to how off it sounded. They were handed a script and told. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility for a game to be rigged. It's not. I think we can all attribute to that and can agree to that. And with the midst of the NBA scandals going on, it's not out of the realm of possibility for players to rig games themselves. Shoot, we all know Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year for doing that. I just would hate if Andy Dalton really threw that game. I personally would hate for as much crap and as much BS and as much turmoil and as much just of the crap that Carolina fans have gone through, especially over the last 5 years. If Andy Dalton threw that game, if they purposely threw that game, that would irk me to my core and piss me all the way off. Now, do I think Andy Dalton was just playing bad and the way he played, could that attribute to throwing the game? Yes. For as much as Andy Dalton's played, for a guy who is literally 2 touchdowns away from being 25th all-time, for a guy who's 22nd all-time in completions in the NFL, for a guy who is 25th all-time in passing yards, or 26th at the time of the game, for a guy with all these accolades, to play the way he played was like a rookie. And I would never have guessed Andy Dalton to play that badly. So that leads me to think and buy more credence into this idea that Andy Dalton threw the game. Am I going to go out and say he threw it? I personally am not. However, if it comes out that Andy Dalton threw this game, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be pissed, but I would not be shocked. So, Big Snake, I think that's a good observation. I have to go back and listen to that broadcast because I haven't heard it. So, I definitely will listen to it. And then the last one comes from DP12277. My dog says, with all the gambling scandal going on, why isn't Andy Dalton under federal investigation? I'd like to know who he's in debt to and how much he owes because he single-handedly gave this game away. The defense played scared, point blank, period. And Big State, I don't know if I gave you one either, but yeah, man, like I said, with the NBA scandal going on, it's not out the realm of possibility. The NFL's had their own scandals too. So, something that really needs to be looked into. I would hope Andy Dalton's not gambling on a game like that and just purposely throwing a game. And I would be even more pissed off if this was more so the NFL's doing. Which, crazy enough, I'm more inclined to believe that. I'm more inclined to believe Roger Goodell and the NFL did this because they're like, listen, we can't afford Buffalo to lose to the Carolina Panthers. Especially because Josh Allen is the reigning league MVP, and you know they're going to hype up that Mahomes, Josh Allen matchup every single time. So I could see more likely that Roger Goodell and the NFL higher-ups rigged that game before Dalton did. But obviously, Dalton's the starting QB, he's got a part to play in it. So if they did it, they did it, man. That makes me sad to think about. I hope it's not true. But, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you can always be notified of when these videos are dropping. Next, hey, comment below and let me know. What are your thoughts on Canales? Finally, looks like he's going with Rico as RB1. What are your thoughts on Bryce potentially returning starting tomorrow? And then, do you think our defense can get back to basics and get back to that rush defense that we were the last few weeks? And everything else in between, because at the end of the day, y'all know the deal. What do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all of you, Panther Nation. Take care. Later days. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see y'all next time. Also, follow me at Tornado McRae if you want more of my own personal content and you want more Panther content or you just want to see me be goofy and things like that. Peace.